What's up, guys? Are you tired of not being able to put on lean muscle mass? Maybe you're trying to gain weight, but you're getting too much fat and not enough muscle? That's okay. I've been there before. I've done both dirty bulks and lean bulks, but I have the exact blueprint that you can follow that will guarantee you muscle growth over time. You just gotta follow these 5 steps. Now, before I dive into these steps, I'll give you a little bit of context. This was me back in high school, where you can see I'm pretty skinny, don't have that crazy of genetics, and not much muscle mass on me. And then now this is my current physique, just getting into my lean bulk, where I got a pretty solid build, approximately 10% body fat, give or take a few percent in the direction, and have a pretty good physique for a natural lifter. So if you want to guarantee yourself muscle growth and as fast as possible, follow this exact strategy to a T with 100% consistency. The first thing you need to do is follow a structured training program. Now, you only have to do it 3 to 4 times per week minimum. You could do more if you'd like, but that is a good range. It could be any split. It could be upper lower split. It could be a push pull leg split, or maybe even just 3 full body days per week, like Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So you have those rest periods, because maybe that's all your schedule permits for. But it's important. Perform your compound movements, so your bench, squat, deadlift, and then after that, throw in your accessory work. You always want to start with the bigger muscle groups first, and then work into smaller muscle groups, so you're not fatigued doing your main compound movements that work the most muscles. Which brings us to our next point, point number 2, that when following a structured training program, you also need to make sure it follows a progressive overload approach. Sorry for the messy writing, I'm trying to write fast for you guys. But what does progressive overload approach mean? It means either increasing the volume and intensity gradually over time. So that's the weights and or reps. So to give you an example, week 1 will be bench press, let's say. 135 pounds by 5 reps by 4 sets. Week 2, 140 pounds by 5 reps by 4 sets. And then you just keep doing that for the rest of the duration of that training block. That is called progressive overload. You can also do that the reps as well. We need to do that because that's actually how you build muscle. You apply new stress on the body, which increases the workload in your work capacity, and then you're able to build more muscle in your recovery, which brings us to our next point. Being point number 3, making sure you're getting quality rest and recovery through rest days, but more importantly, sleep schedule 7 to 9 hours. Because if you want to build muscle, you got to have a consistent sleep schedule. That is the most important thing when it comes to building muscle. If you're not sleeping, your cortisol levels are spiked, your hormones are out of balance, you have a reduction in growth hormone and testosterone levels. So it's kind of hard to build muscle and definitely not efficient. So if you want to easily improve one thing, just build a consistent sleep schedule for yourself. Our next point, point number 4, is making sure we're eating enough on a daily basis through whole food sources. So when you're building muscle, you probably want to at least be to maintenance, if not a slight surplus. So calculate your maintenance calories and then increase it, say 250 calories. That's what I would do. And then go from there. But you want to do it through whole foods. So eggs, beef, chicken, pork, tuna, fish, steak, potatoes, fruits and vegetables, you name it. And doing that consistently. And then for protein, aiming for 1 gram a pound of protein per ideal body weight. But if you're in a slight surplus, you'll probably end up being more than 1 gram per pound of body weight, which is okay. But say if you're in a deficit, you're not fueling yourself enough to build muscle. You're basically just maintaining that point, maybe even losing a tiny bit of muscle. So it's important to make sure you're eating enough consistently on a daily basis. And then, which brings us to our last point, the most important thing, and you probably already know what I'm going to say, but I will write it down anyways, is consistency. If you can do all that consistently over a long period of time, you're guaranteed to see results. But where people struggle is not being consistent. So that includes weekends. That includes when you don't feel like it. It's being as consistent as you can be. So for me, I was 100% consistent on my cut and my lean bulk, and I saw great results. But there was times where I wasn't so consistent, and I compromised on weekends, and my results were mediocre at best. So if you could just do all these things consistently, you're guaranteed to build muscle It's just going to take some time. So I hope this strategy was helpful for you guys, and I hope you can apply this with your own training, nutrition, and sleep, because it will guarantee you results. So if you have any other questions, just comment below. Subscribe to the channel if you want more training tips, and let's get big.